Okay, so now I start to repeat these workouts. So last time I did this one, this is a very sort of like lots of reps and volume. So last time I did this one, I did 7 rounds, and I did the snatches with 8 kilos, swings with 20 kilos, and the clean and press with 8 kilos. But this time round, I'm going to do the swings with 25 kilos, so that's a 5 kilo increment. So this is lots. It's only 25 kilos, but it's 25 reps. That's a lot of reps. It's holding onto the thing, not easy. 25 reps. The initial snatches are 2 sets of 12. I mean, that's a lot of reps. But I'm going to do them to kick off with a 16 kilo bell. So I'll do the first set of 16, then I'll probably drop it down to 8. But I'll see how it goes. And also the clean and press. I'll do the first set with 16 and then drop that down to 8 probably. But I'll see how I feel. But definitely there will be an increment, because I'm not going to be doing 20 kilos for the swings. I'm going to be doing 25 kilos throughout. So it's definitely going to be an increment. Okay, if I can get to 8 rounds, I'm going to go to 8. So last time I did 7. So hopefully I'll get 8. But see how it feels. As I say, even if it's only 7 rounds, it's still going to be harder because of the 25 kilo swings. And I'm going to do some 16 kilos as well. So don't know how many sets of 16 I'm going to do, but there'll be some. So let's kick it off then. So pair of 12s. Ooh, that wakes you up. Okay, 25. Pair of 8s. all of that was an advance. So previously I went 8:28. This time I went 16:25, 16. So 8:25, 8. Now in fact I'll go 16:25, 8. Rest. Okay. So now the only increment is the swings. So the swings, last time I used 20, this time it's 25. Well, it's hard work though already. So kick it off hard, get it, this thing slipping and sliding. 12. Okay. Swings, 25 reps. 25 kilos, 25 reps. They're going forever. Okay, pair of 8s. Yeah, good stuff. It's that third round, isn't it? So, keep repeating. So it gets harder on its own. Just repeating it. Each round is progressively more difficult, but just staying with the same weight. But I think if you start hard at the beginning, you get a more even experience. And also you don't waste your time on the low heart rate at the beginning. You get straight into high heart rates. Brain's getting a bit bad. Never mind. Okay, pair of 12s. Coming up. can't believe the battery's gone already. Okay, I don't know how long it'll last. I charge it up, but 8. Yeah, I charge it up, but very temperamental. The battery's on its last legs. So that's 4 sets down so far. But I say, I must do 7. And 8 if I can. But, even if I get 7, it's still quite a step forward. Because sets and reps remaining the same, and the weight's going up. So, very close. That's 12. Okay. Next one's 25. That's a hard bit. Yeah, it's only 5%. I'll definitely get seven rounds. Got it. comes through. So whatever happens as regards the filming, I'll get 7. If the iPad holds out, I'll probably go for 8. But I don't want to do it if it's not filmed. I'd rather have it on film. Yeah, I feel like it's going to be a hard one. Tester. Do another. To do 8 rounds. Okay, so it's this pair of 12s, isn't it? I'm after buying a 12 kilo bell tonight, if I get it. So I'll be able to graduate from this 8. Okay, 25. But it's that that makes it hard. So everything else is working around that. Okay, pair of 8s. And last one. How many is that? Is that 6? Yep. That's 6 rounds. So I'm going to definitely get this one. Whatever it takes. Get this one for sure. This is round 7, so everything matches before, and I put the weight up, so this is definitely progression. If it holds on, I'll try for number 8, so depends on the battery. So a pair of 12s. Okay, 25 coming up. Imagine a second. Felt that forearms, both forearms burning. Come on, pair of 8s. I've done 7 rounds. Okay, resting. Well, it's still playing. I'll go for round 8. Hopefully it doesn't cut me off in mid-victory. Middle of my showing off. Get another round in. Yeah, I wish you were here. View's lovely. Come on, last round, let's get it. So 8 rounds. So everything's up. Rounds, weight, sets and reps remain the same. Okay, this is the only bit that's really hard. Holding on to it. sweating. Feel it dripping my eyes. So finish it. 8 rounds. Okay. Done, dusted. Good stuff. So I keep saying this is a program devised by AI, and it recommends 7 to 8 rounds, that's all, so it's either 7 or 8. So I got 7 last time, I did 8 today. So I think the rep scheme can remain fixed, and the only variable that I can progress is the weight, but obviously that's pretty much infinity. So I could be doing this for a long time. So I've got the consistency. I do enjoy it, no end. I really like it. So that's you got to understand when people say they really like doing extremely hard things. Yeah. Take it with a pinch of salt. But no, I do. I enjoy it. I enjoy the feeling of doing something challenging, beating it. Especially the afterglow is great. Much of the time throughout that, in the sort of like the second half of it, I was feeling pretty, runner's high type thing. So I think when you do sort of like a, fairly prolonged endurance cardio, you do get this release of endorphins. You get this mental, I don't know, I suppose it's a mental tool to get you through it. Your body is giving you what you need to get through it. It realises it's under stress, so it's got to fend it off. Probably realise it's under stress, you're not going to quit, so the body gives you what you need. So yeah, I was feeling pretty good. I think that I think it's a well-known effect of exercise. The mental benefits, but I suppose you've got to go to the high end. I suppose you've got to go to the the more difficult range to appreciate it, to feel it. I'm not sure how many people who do kettlebells do this sort of routine. I imagine quite. I don't think I'm special, but I imagine that most people do sort of like 10 sets of swings and that's the end of it. But yeah, pushing these kettlebells, getting some powerful heart rates. You don't have to make it a big lifting endeavour. It's not a big strength endeavour. Getting that heart rate. It's up to you. If you want to use kettlebells for strength, that's it. They do. I think they are very good for two main moves, I would say, which is the press and the front squat. I think I've never got to the point where doing kettlebell front squats is easy. I've never got to the point where I can do, for example, 10 sets of 10 with a pair of 24s. I can't do that. So there's plenty of challenge for me. I found that even when I was lifting my heaviest barbell squats, the kettlebell squats still remained a challenge. So you could be doing, I don't know, 10 reps with 160, 70, 180 kilos for 10 reps. and yet a pair of 24s on the kettlebells would still be very difficult for me. But yeah, nothing wrong with using kettlebells for strength. You know, I think you know, the barbell is the better tool. You can grade it more finely. You can progress it more finely. Adding tiny increments. Basically load it with whatever weight you want, and load it heavier and heavier and heavier. You know, the thing about kettlebells is they become mighty expensive after a certain weight. Yeah, hopefully I'm gonna purchase one very, very shortly, just the 12 kilos. But I won't like to be saying that I was buying the big ones anymore. To me, I've got a 24, and then after that, purely for the swings, it's this kettlebell handle, which, you know, you've probably seen me loaded up to 60 kilos. So you can go very heavy on this handle for swings. That's about all it's good for. It's too bulky for anything else. But yeah, I know. Is it Ripperto? You know, Ripperto says that basically kettlebells are useless, good for keeping the doors open. You know, I think it's a clownish comment. You know, you can see yourself for yourself. You know, I can get my heart rate to fly on kettlebells. So, yeah, they definitely have a good use for getting high heart rates and sustaining in high heart rates, whilst at the same time being compatible with barbell training. Whereas I think if you're using running, well, first of all, you know, most modalities I really struggle to get a very, very high heart rate. So, for example, you know, bike riding, you know, I can't consistently get a high heart rate. You know, it's up and down, terrain and everything. So if you unless you got some sort of perfect terrain, it's very difficult. The rowing machine I find extremely difficult to get into the sort of like the 160 range. You know, 150, 160 on a rowing machine for me is very, very difficult, and I think it's because you're seated. So the sitting down aspect of it makes it very difficult to get a high heart rate. Running, yeah, you can get a really brilliant for measuring and yeah, you can finely control the heart rate. But the thing is, running is not really compatible with barbell training. Yeah, you know, you push the running, you're not going to be pushing the barbell work. So I would say running is best left for sort of like quite gentle efforts and not too much of it. Anyway, well, I thought I'd be able to talk to the end of the iPad battery, but it's carried on. Anyway, that's it. That's a lot. Bye bye.